Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss exchange rates. There are various type of exchange rate present, but we are going to discuss the nominal exchange rate and real effective exchange rate. And also we will discuss purchasing power parity. So starting with a discussion. First of all, in the exchange rates, we are going to take one example. Let us say that we are going to buy one chocolate and that chocolate is of rupees 10. This is a scenario we have. But here we have two conditions, that is demand and supply. डिमांड एंड सप्लाई के वेरी होने से ये जो प्राइस है चॉकलेट का 10 रुपीज ये वेरी करेगा. अगर हम कंसिडर करते हैं कि जो सप्लाई है वो कांस्टेंट है, चॉकलेट की सप्लाई कांस्टेंट है एंड चॉकलेट की डिमांड राइज हो जाती है. तो अगर चॉकलेट की डिमांड राइज हो जाएगी एंड इकोनॉमी के अंदर 10 ही रुपीज है तो चॉकलेट का प्राइस इंक्रीज होगा. सो इफ हम कहते हैं कि डिमांड राइज करेगी देन जो प्राइस है चॉकलेट का वो भी राइज करेगा, ऑब्वियसली उसको वो भी इंक्रीज होगा. हम सेकेंड सिनेरियो लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. उसमें अगर हम बोले कि सप्लाई चॉकलेट की इंक्रीज हो जाती है, अगर चॉकलेट की सप्लाई इंक्रीज हो जाएगी, हमारे पास ज़्यादा चॉकलेट्स हैं, हमारे पास लेटर से पहले एक चॉकलेट थी, अब हमारे पास दो चॉकलेट्स हैं. तो अगर सप्लाई इंक्रीज हो रही है एंड डिमांड कांस्टेंट है, डिमांड वही है, एक ही चॉकलेट की डिमांड है मार्केट में और चॉकलेट की सप्लाई ज़्यादा हो जा रही है, तो चॉकलेट का प्राइस डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. सप्लाई राइज होने से प्राइस डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. बट अगर डिमांड राइज करेगी तो उसकी वजह से प्राइस भी राइज करेगा. इसी के चीज को चेंज करके मनी के रेस्पेक्ट में देखते हैं. सो वी आर इन मनी मार्केट. तो अभी हमें मनी को बाय करना है. सो मनी को बाय करते हैं तो हमें क्या पे करना पड़ता है, इंटरेस्ट रेट. बैंक में अगर हम मनी को बाय करने के लिए जाते हैं देन वी हैव टू पे समथिंग एंड दैट इज नोन एज इंटरेस्ट रेट. सो लेट अस से कि मनी की डिमांड राइज करती है. मनी की डिमांड अगर इंक्रीज हो जाएगी तो क्या होगा, डिमांड राइज करेगी तो मनी की जिस चीज से हम मनी को खरीदते हैं वो भी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. तो अगर मनी की डिमांड राइज करेगी तो जो इंटरेस्ट रेट है वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. फर्स्ट सिनेरियो यही. एंड सेकेंड सिनेरियो है कि अगर मनी की सप्लाई इंक्रीज हो जाएगी, सप्लाई में अगर हमें राइज देखने को मिलेगा तो क्या होगा, इंटरेस्ट रेट डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. सो दिस इज द थिंग हाउ the demand and supply can impact the interest rate in the money market. Moving ahead, and now we are going to see the first type of interest rate, and that is nominal exchange rate. What happens in nominal exchange rate? So a very common term which we have heard of, that is $1 is equals to, let's say, rupees 70. So ये term कहाँ से आती है and why there is so much difference in the exchange rate of India with USA? Let's say this is for US and this is for India. How come there is a very huge difference in these currencies? So first of all, this exchange rate is somewhat based on the GDP of any country, how much production they are doing in their country. So as per the economy, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to produce more, and if we are producing more than consume more, consumption should be increased. So in the countries like USA, production is more and simultaneously they have more consumption also. They are not exporting much. They are producing more and as well as consuming that amount. So as we are comparing it with the help of GDP, so this GDP, they are producing more and consuming more. They are producing more and simultaneously consuming more. That is why their GDP is more than India's GDP. And if any country would try to increase their GDP, let us take an example that there is a country X who is trying to increase the GDP, but it means they are producing more for increasing the GDP, but they are trying to export this. So if the country will start to export, then their exchange rate will start to fall. Let's say if this is the case of India, then $1 is equal to rupees 80 if they are trying to export more. How come export of a country would increase? एक्सपोर्ट्स तभी इंक्रीज होंगे जब हमें कोई प्रोडक्ट फॉरेन कंट्री में इजीली या फिर कम करेंसी देके मिल जाएगा. एक्सपोर्ट ऑब्वियसली तभी इंक्रीज होते हैं ना. हम एक भी ले सकते हैं कि लेट्स से देयर इज अ बिस्किट जो इंडिया के अंदर इज ऑफ लेट्स से ₹10 and this is for India, and let's say USA के अंदर वही बिस्किट it is for $1, and now we have $1 is equal to ₹70. So क्या होगा if the case is कि $1 is equals to ₹70? So someone who is taking the biscuits from India to USA, they can get with ₹70 they can get 7 biscuit packets. While if they are buying it from USA, they can only get 1 biscuit. So the direction of the export would be from India to USA. And if they'll try to depreciate their currency to rupees 80, then they'll get 8 biscuit packets. Therefore, trade would increase. So this is how the trade would be increasing. If you will try to depreciate your currency, then your trade would be increasing. But if you are trying not to depreciate your currency, then for the increase in GDP, for the more production, you need to consume more. Consume the production in a country, in production, consume in your own country. This is how the value of your currency would increase. That is how the value of USA's currency has increased. They have started to produce more and consume more simultaneously. So this is the nominal exchange rate, which is decided by the demand and supply of currency. So the nominal exchange rate is decided by these two factors only, that how much demand of any particular currency in the market. So this is how the nominal exchange rate works. Moving to the next one, and that is purchasing power parity. Purchasing power parity is quite different than the nominal exchange rate, as it is not determined by the demand and supply in the market. It is determined by a factor, and that is we need to consider a basket of goods, and that basket of goods can have many things, like we have biscuit, we have shirt, we have education services. Yeah, so these are the things. We need to calculate the price of these things in USA. Let's say it is of $10. And in case of India, this basket of goods can be uh, provided in, let's say, rupees 200. And so by this method, $10 is equals to rupees 200 and $1 is equal to rupees 20. So as per purchasing power parity or the purchasing power of the currency of USA versus India, $1 is equals to rupees 20. But as per nominal exchange rate, the demand of the US key currency is more. That is why the exchange rate $1 is equal to 70 in that case. So this is because of demand factor only. But as per purchasing power parity, our currency is $1 is equal to rupees 20. This is how this purchasing power parity and nominal exchange rate works. Nominal exchange rate is completely based on demand of the currency. So if they have some product whose demand is more, so let's say they have produced something like some electronic product whose demand is more throughout the world, so their currency would get appreciated. This is how the things work. And the next topic is real effective exchange rate, and this helps us to know the trade competitiveness. So let us say we are going to determine the trade competitiveness of India with respect to US, with respect to USA. So let's say we are taking an example of biscuit. So biscuit is of rupees 10 in India and $1 in USA. So अगर ट्रेड की डायरेक्शन हम चेक करना चाह रहे हैं तो किसी भी चीज़ का अगर प्राइस यूएसए में ज़्यादा होगा तभी वो इंडिया से उसको इंपोर्ट करेंगे अपनी कंट्री में, तो अब्रोड में उसका प्राइस ज़्यादा होना चाहिए। यानी ट्रेड की कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस अगर इंडिया की हम पूछ रहे हैं तो उसमें अब्रॉड में उसका प्राइस ज़्यादा होना चाहिए एंड इंडिया में उसका प्राइस कम होना चाहिए। इसलिए इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल होगा इंडिया में, क्योंकि हमें उसका प्राइस कम चाहिए। ये कम होगा तो ट्रेड कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस बढ़ जाएगी। नेक्स्ट इज नॉमिनल एक्सचेंज रेट। नॉमिनल एक्सचेंज रेट के भी डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है। कभी भी अगर हम ट्रेड कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस चेक करना चाह रहे हैं तो हमेशा अगर डेप्रिशिएटेड करेंसी है तो हेल्पफुल होती है। लेट्स से $1 इज इक्वल टू रुपीज 50 था और अभी $1 इज इक्वल टू रुपीज 80 हो जाता है, तो इस केस में यूएसए अगर इंपोर्ट करेगा अपनी कंट्री में तो यहाँ पर उसको 5 बिस्किट के पैकेट मिलेंगे एंड यहाँ पर उसको 8 बिस्किट के पैकेट मिलेंगे। सेकेंड इज मोर फेवरेबल, तो सेकेंड की चांसेस ज़्यादा हो जाएंगी कि एक्सपोर्ट होगा। तो अभी जो हमारा रियल एक्सचेंज रेट होता है वो कैसे हम बोल सकते हैं अल्टीमेटली कि वो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है नॉमिनल एक्सचेंज रेट के, डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है टू द अब्रोड प्राइस एंड इनवर्सली है टू द डोमेस्टिक प्राइस। एंड वी कैन ऑल्सो से कि नॉमिनल एक्सचेंज रेट डिवाइडेड बाय डोमेस्टिक प्राइस अपॉन अब्रोड प्राइस। This domestic price upon abroad price is equals to purchasing power parity. As we have already discussed about purchasing power parity, wherein we have discussed that we were determining that what is the price of a particular basket in different countries. So we are going to see the domestic price divided by the abroad price. It is clear. So this is how the real effective exchange rate is determined, and which helps us to know that what is the direction of the trade. So if the real effective exchange rate, what we are determining here for the we are determining the trade competitiveness of India with respect to USA. So if the real effective exchange rate is more than 1, then it means the trade of India is more competitive. But if it is less than 1, then the trade will be less competitive. So this is how we can see that the trade is in favor of India or US. I hope you understand the topic well. Thank you for watching.